Now, on the rumors of my bankruptcy that is soon to happen, yes, it's true. Okay, I'm losing the plane, the condo, all the apartments, 8,000 units. Okay, all of it's going back to the bank.
What, Grant? You're going bankrupt? I hope you're joking. I think you're joking. Sounded like you might be. We'll see. These are the 5 reasons I think that Grant Cardone may be in some deep dog.
2017 Gulfstream 550, brand new. It's about 50 million. You could probably pick that thing up today for 7 or 8 million bucks. My condo down the street, you could probably pick that up for 2 or 3 million bucks today. $1.5 billion worth of real estate.
10 cents on the dollar.
You could probably buy that for 10 cents on the dollar. If you know a good bankruptcy lawyer that could protect me from going to prison, and particularly because I don't want to be on American Greed.
So Grant Cardone went live today on social media, and I don't know if he thought it was funny, that he was joking. Do you think he's joking, or do you think he's serious? Comment on this video. Let me know what you think. Either way, I think there's 5 very definitive signs that he is in some deep trouble right now. So I want to talk about those 5 things. The very first sign that I started to see of Grant Cardone going down with the ship was his interview with Jordan Belfort.
Are you making a statement or asking?
Well, you won't. I'm trying to pry it out of you. Tell me.
No, I'll tell you.
Tell me about it.
We've done 3 10X growth conferences.
Okay.
We should do a cage match, me and you.
Fighting or
3 rounds, 90 days to prepare for it. Who the wins this thing? Who comes out? Huh?
All right, so here's the deal. Like Jordan Belfort, yes, he does have a past, and we all know that, you know, from Wolf of Wall Street, that he was not exactly a stand-up citizen. But I truly believe Jordan has moved on and is focused on things that will help people, not hurt people these days. And I could be wrong on that, but what I do know is that he's got a large following, a large audience. And all I know is that audience back in August of 2019 saw a very weird interview with him and Grant Cardone.
I'm telling you this whole thing, I'm coming to you because there's been a lot of controversy about this interview.
And that was followed up by a very transparent behind the scenes look from him and Meet Kevin, as Meet Kevin went on to an interview with Jordan. And Jordan really bashed how Grant Cardone treated his staff.
you don't get far in life by being an asshole. He came in here to be an asshole. He treated my staff like shit. He was rude to people.
On camera.
Everything. Just was rude. He walked in here with just a...
There's something to be said about a guy who is out there and direct and really sharing with information without caring what people think. And then there's a completely other side of where the guy just might be an asshole. And that was really kind of the first, I guess you could call, peek inside the door. And the door was cracked on Grant Cardone at that time as Jordan Belfort pretty much ripped him a new one. The next thing that happened was the coronavirus. And as soon as the coronavirus hit, what happened? Well, the rumor is that Grant fired anywhere between 42 to I've heard as much as 90 employees without pay. And apparently they were supposed to sign something where they wouldn't get sued. Now, again, disclaimer, don't have the facts on this. I'm only sharing the information that is going around right now. If you have any information on that does share whether that's true or not, I would really like you to share that on the comments below. Give us some light on this situation. But if that is true, here's my take on that. If Grant Cardone is saving 40% of his gross income like he's preaching to everyone else, then shouldn't he, a guy who's owning $1.5 billion of apartments, shouldn't a guy like that be able to save enough for 40% where he could bankroll and see what happens, or at least furlough these guys? A good friend of mine who used to own a business and a call center said this to me, and I think it's a really good point, that when you work in a call center, you know that your job is just numbered by the days and that you are the first thing that is going to be let go of by the time that any sort of disaster hits. So Grant, if your employees knew that they were going to be the first thing let go of if anything were to go wrong, then my question is, how come we haven't heard you come out and share that? Because you're a 10X guy, so why aren't you 10Xing your transparency, your honesty, your whole entire business plan? We need to know that if you're going to be in the spotlight. I'm sorry, you chose to be in the spotlight. You need to choose to come out and tell everyone why you're doing certain things. Or if it's just not true, let us know that too and show us some proof. Number 3, and I made a video about this, he stopped paying his investors, and he doesn't sound like he's being transparent or honest about the reason why. In that video, as you just saw it pop up on your screen in the upper right-hand corner, you will see that I talk about an email. I even show you the email, and it just doesn't sound like he's being truthful about this entire thing. So either A, He's not being transparent, and he's hiding something about these numbers. He's saying he's 92% paid up for rent. A lot of people have showed different ways in which that was worded that could be twisted, or maybe he's 92% paid but at a lower rate. We don't know. He also came out saying, hey, I'm giving guys discounts if they'll pay for the next X amount of months right up front. That's a sign that you don't have much money right now. So that's really scary. And then on the other side of it, if you are getting all this money, then that just shows that you're being greedy. And either way, you're going to go down with the ship if you're being greedy. Number 4, he's hiding. He is just hiding behind ads. Take a look at this. His Instagram, nothing but ads, nothing but invest with me, 10X with me, education about real estate. There's no sorries. There's no here's what's really going on. In emails, holy cow, before April 6th, I mean, it was maybe an email once every 3, 4, 5 days. And then April 6th hits and it's like, boom, 2 to 3 emails per day that he is sending out on trying to sell something to his audience. Is that a sign of desperation or what? So the question on that, is it coming from a place of trying to just load up on cash because he's worried about how bad this might get? Or is he not able to pay his investors? And so he's trying to go raise a bunch of money by selling his current clients things so that he can pay his investors. By the way, he's not done trying to get investors. Now, if he's getting new investors for new projects, we got no problems. However, if he's getting new investors to pay old investors, just look up the definition of what that is. That's a scary thought. And lastly, guys, this has nothing to do with Grant Cardone and everything to do with his exit strategy, which is apartments. Now, I have friends that are big-time investors in apartments. Grant Cardone does it the way in which he buys already ready to move in places, which really is going to get you at the best part of the market, that 4, 5, 6, 7, 8% return. Whereas the people that I know are buying undervalued properties at wholesale prices, fixing them up, refinancing, and able to have a lot more spread in order to make their payments and get a ton of profit. Now, those people are in trouble right now. They're having issues with collecting rent. So in other words, the guys that I know can have a 60 to 70% occupancy and still be breaking about even. Whereas Grant, according to what I understand about most of the deals, needs to have an 80 or 85% occupancy to be breaking even. Don't you think that's a little bit of a reason to be scared as either Grant himself or his investors? I know I am as an investor. So whether he was serious or joking about the bankruptcy thing, if these things are true, then he's in trouble either way. What do you think? Comment below, share this video, like it. I want to know if you know anyone that's being directly affected by this and what your thoughts are on it.